Hey guys, welcome to 2.3. This is a redo on a video because I've been told that you guys can't hear this voice. So I'm hoping that you are able to hear it. So let's go ahead and get started. Here's your warm-up for 2.3. Okay? It says, write the equation of a circle with a radius of 3 and a center of -2, 4. So it's asking you to write the equation of a circle. And the equation, a standard form, is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. That is the equation of a circle. So here's your h, here's your k. H goes with k, h goes with x, k goes with r, okay? And you have a radius of 3. So how would you write this equation? So you would plug it in, x minus -2 squared plus y minus 4 squared is equal to r squared. Please simplify your answers. So a negative and a negative becomes a positive. So becomes x plus 2 squared, y minus 4 squared, and 3 squared is 9. Keep in mind that number is r squared. Okay? So if you're trying to find r, you have to take a square root. And there you have the equation of that circle with the center. Okay, make sure you take a picture of this and submit it online in Google Classroom. Alright, so today we are going to start 2.3, and our objective for today is you are going to be given the center and 1 point, okay? And so therefore you are going to find an equation of the circle when I give you a center and 1 point. The 3 things you always need in order to write the equation is you need to have a center, which is your h and k, and you need to have your radius. So those are the 3 things you need. Without it, you cannot write an equation of a circle. So let's go back and do a little review on the standard equation of a circle, okay? So here you have a circle, and if you look, we're going to eyeball the center. How do I know it's the center? Because it's going 2 to the left, 2 to the right, 2 up, 2 down. So you're equal distance from everything, so that has to be your center. And your center right there is 3, 1. Your radius is a 2, so you can plug it in into this equation, this standard form. X minus 3 squared plus y minus 1 squared, remember that's your h, that's your k, equals r squared, which is 2 squared. We're going to simplify our answers. It's always nice to have it in simplified form, and 2 squared is 4. And there you have an equation of that circle. Okay. All right, let's do a little bit more review. Find the center and the radius. So what is my center? Here's your h, here's your k. It's always the opposite because your formula right here is a negative. So your h is going to be positive 2, and your k is going to be a 5. And r squared is 36. Solve for r, you take a square root. So your radius is equal to 6. Okay. Let's look at this one. Here's your h. You don't have a k, so k is 0. So your center is -8, 0. And your radius, r squared is 49, so r is equal to 7. Take a square root. Okay. Let's do another review. All right, this time I'm giving you the center and the radius. You are to write the standard equation of a circle. Here's your h, here's your k. So x minus 0 squared plus y minus 0 squared is equal to 3 squared. Let's rewrite x squared plus y squared is equal to 9. Because 3 squared is 3 times 3, not 3 times 2. Let's look at the second one. Here's your h, here's your k. So you have x minus -3 squared plus y minus 5 squared is equal to 5 squared. Let's go ahead and simplify. Negative and negative becomes a positive. So x plus 3 squared, y minus 5 squared, and 5 squared is 25. And it's okay if it's a decimal, so don't ever be scared, okay? All right, let's look at our last one. Here's your h, here's your k. I'm going to go ahead and write it x squared plus y plus 2 squared is equal to square root of 2 squared. So to simplify, this is the same as square root of 2 times the square root of 2. Square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is square root of 4. You see how they both are under the radical? So you multiply them together. And the square root of 4 is 2. So let's go ahead and write our simplified equation. So x squared plus y plus 2 parentheses square is equal to 2. And there you have your standard equation of a circle. Okay? All right, let's look at today's work, what we are doing today. All right, so in today, remember the three things you need. You need an H, you need a K, and you need your R. All right? If you look at this right here, I am going to do a graph for you, just so you can kind of see the graph. And we'll kind of estimate. Here's your X, here's your Y. 10, 10, negative 10, negative 10. Okay. So, if I am graphing this, sorry, it's kind of crooked. Maybe I'll turn this way. Your center is negative 14 and 7, negative 7. So it's over here somewhere, and there you have your center. There's a point on the circle at negative 10 and negative 8. So it's right here somewhere. So you have a circle. I was trying to make my circle as pretty as possible. You guys see that circle? You are to come up with an equation. Well, guess what? You have the center, but you are missing the radius. So what can you do to go and find the radius? To find the radius, we're going to go back to what we learned yesterday. You are going to use your distance formula, because our distance formula gives us a point from A to point B. That's what a distance formula is. So you have a point at the center, and you got a point out here. We're going to use the distance formula to find our radius. So what is distance formula going to look like? Well, the distance formula is D equals the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 parentheses square. Okay? This right here is going to give us our radius. Now, don't assume your distance is always your radius, especially if they give you a point here and a point here going through the center. That's your diameter. You would actually have to cut that in two afterwards. All right. So we're going to plug it in so you'll know. We're going to call this one x1. If this one is x1, this one has to be y1. We're going to call this one x2, then this has to be y2. Boyfriend and girlfriend's got to be together. The couple has to be together. We're not switching couples, okay? Can't call this x1, y2. So let's go find our distance. I'm going to use red since I'm using the distance formula here. Square root x2, so negative 10 minus negative 14 square. Okay, and a negative becomes a positive, plus y2 is negative 8 minus negative 7 square. That becomes a plus. You don't have to change it unless you want to. Type it into your calculator like this to find your D. Let me clear that. Square root, okay? Parentheses, negative 10 plus 14 square. Here's the square, so you don't have to go use the carrot top, plus parentheses, negative 8 plus 7 in parentheses square. And what did you get for your distance? 4.12. This is now your radius. You can use this to find your equation of a circle. A symbol for a circle is a circle with a dot. So, all right, so how would you write this? So you have x. Now, keep in mind, you're not using a point in the circle. H and K is the center. So there's your H and your K from the center. X minus negative 14 squared plus y minus negative 7 squared equals 4.12 squared. Just like that, okay? Let's go ahead and simplify. So this becomes x plus 14 squared plus y plus 7 squared is equal to 4.12 squared comes out to be 16.97. Don't be scared of decimal, they're just a number. All right. Let's do some more examples. Okay, let's look at this example. Keep in mind where your center is. Here's your center, okay? Same scenario. Let's find our distance first. All right. x1, y1, x2, y2. You do not have to name them unless you want to. Negative 17 minus negative 16 squared plus negative 10 minus negative 9 squared. Make my line longer. And d comes out to be, okay, we're just going to type it in. I'm going to clear that. Here we go. Parentheses, negative 17 plus 16 squared, because the negative becomes a positive, plus parentheses, negative 10 plus 9 squared, comes out to be 1.41, which happens to be your radius. All right, so remember this is your h and your k. So your equation of a circle comes out to be x plus 16 squared, take the opposite, plus y plus 9 squared is equal to 1.41 squared. Let's go ahead and simplify this. So x plus 16 squared plus y plus 9 squared equals, let's see my calculator, okay, 1.41 squared. And that comes out to be 1.99. Almost a 2. Right. Let's look at example 3, same scenarios, okay? So, find our distance formula first, because it's a point on center going to a point on a circle. Here's your center, okay? Parentheses, 9 minus 14 squared. This is x2, y2, x1, y1. Oops. Ooh, I almost screwed up there. Plus 11 minus 11 squared. So let's see what our d comes out to be. Let's see, you guys can see that. Okay. Square root, parentheses, 9 minus 14 squared, plus, parentheses, 11 minus 11 squared, comes out to be 5. Remember, that is your radius. And let's look at our equation of a circle. All right. So x minus 14 squared, because here's your h, here's your k, plus y minus 11 squared is equal to 5 squared. Let's simplify. X minus 14 squared plus y minus 11 squared is equal to 25. Okay. So here you have your circle. I'll only draw part of it. All right, example 4. Same scenario. You have a center going to the edge of a point on a circle. So we're going to use our distance formula first. Okay. x1, y1, x2, y2. So we have negative 7 minus 0 squared plus 4 minus 3 squared. So what is our distance going to be from the center? This is our d, which is the same as the r, the radius. Okay. Square root, parentheses, negative 7 plus 0 squared plus, parentheses, 4 minus 3 squared, and you got 7.07. Okay. We're going to use that to find our equation of a circle. So, here's your center. Make sure you don't use this point, you use the center. X minus 0 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 7.07 squared. Okay? Let's rewrite. You don't have to write the 0. because anything plus 0 is itself, plus x squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 7.07 squared, and that comes out to be 49.98. And there you have 2.3, okay? All right. And there's your assignment. Make sure you turn in your warm-up and your note as well. You guys have a great day.